Hi, I'm Marcus and welcome to Gray Zone Therapy. You might remember me from such helpful videos as all the videos I've ever done and anytime I make up this really lame joke that you may or may not recognize. We're going to do something different today. You've heard me talk about how to help relationships and how to improve things in the past, but I'm sure we're all tired of that, so let's try something different. Today I'm going to teach you 5 ways to ruin a relationship. That's right. We're tired of doing the good thing. Now we're going to try and do the wrong thing. I'm going to show you how to do it right. Or wrong, however you want to work on that. So there are 5 strong ways that we can work on and improve a relationship. One of these concepts involves learning about and working within the 5 love languages. We're going to show you how to ruin those right away. There is the emotional connection, feeling that close bond with your partner. We're going to teach you how to break that and how to destroy that. There is communication, learning how to say things and how to speak properly so that you're properly heard there. We're going to teach you how to mess that up entirely so that you don't communicate well at all. Then there are 2 that kind of go hand in hand. One of them is keeping secrets. So of course, if you're going to improve a relationship, you want to make sure you don't keep secrets. So we're going to talk about how to properly keep secrets so that you can undermine your relationship. Lastly, of course, is testing your partner. So we want to make sure that we show you how to properly test your partner, again, so that you undermine those core values and things that are helpful in a relationship. So let's get started. The 5 love languages are 5 different ways of thinking about ways people interact. And they are words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and touch. So let's start with the first one, words of affirmation. If we're going to ruin a relationship, we need to make sure that we do not support our partners. We don't want to say kind things. We do not want to be encouraging. We actually want to say mean things. We want to put them down. We want to make sure that they know that they're not good enough. Right? That way we can work on that first critical step of undermining their own self-confidence as well as their trust in ourselves as a partner. Then there's acts of service. A great way to build a relationship is to do things for your partner to show them that you love them. So if you want to show them that you don't, you want to refrain from doing anything for your partner. In fact, you may want to demand that your partner do things for you, to put them into service for you. That'll go a long way towards undermining the relationship. Receiving gifts. So don't give your partner anything. You want to make sure that you don't show that you love them in any way. In fact, you may want to give gifts to yourself as a show that they're lucky to have you because you're such a good person. So give yourselves lots of gifts, spend lots of money. In fact, putting yourself into debt that they are also partly responsible for will again really help to destroy that relationship and their trust in you as a good partner. Quality time together. Nothing shows your partner that they are important than taking time out of your valuable day. Now remember, your day is valuable. So we're going to withhold that. Don't schedule time with them. You don't want to go on date night unless you're maybe trying to see somebody else. And then you can put the 2 together. You want your partner to know that they are not worth your time. So you want to hold that time for yourself and the things that really matter in your life. So keep it away from your partner. They're not worth your investment. And then lastly, of course, is touch. Touch is one of the primary ways that we communicate things, right? A loving touch or a caress, or if you hate somebody, you punch them in the eye. Now, I'm definitely not going to advocate that you engage in physical assault. That will land you in jail. That's not good for you. However, you do want to withhold all forms of physical touch from your partner. So you don't want to kiss, you don't want to hold hands, you don't want to massage them, you don't want to be gentle and kind. In fact, you want to be cold and distant. So hold that to yourself, stay away from them. Remember, we don't want to be with them. We want them to know that they are not worth our time. So we're not going to touch them or give them any positive encouragement in any way. The 5 love languages are a great way to undermine your relationship because you can do the opposite. So these are a good go-to guide for what to stay away from in terms of ruining a relationship. Next, let's move on to testing your partner. One of the things that often happens is over time, we stop testing our partner. We start to trust them, we love them, we take them at face value. So again, if we're going to ruin that relationship, we really, really want to undermine the trust. Trust is so important that in the Gottman sound relationship house theory, trust is one of the 2 walls that holds up the entire structure. We're going to bash that sucker down, make sure that we completely destroy the trust. Without trust, all the other things can't hold up. So this is really a good thing to target if you're looking to make that relationship worse. By testing your partner, constantly setting up little traps, constantly following them on social media, checking in with their loved ones or their parents, or calling their workplace to ask where they are, sending emails to multiple people, and really looking for any and all the tiniest discrepancy in what they're saying versus what they're doing, that'll really go a long way to show them that you don't trust them and that they're not good enough for you. So these little things will be very helpful to you as a tool to break down that trust barrier. Call them on anything that even sounds remotely implausible. If it takes 5 minutes to go from the corner store to here and it took them 7, where is that other 2 minutes? You really want to bear down and make sure you don't let a single thing go. Zero in on it, be uncompromising. That's really going to get you to your goal as far as undermining the trust. Next, of course, and related to that, is communication, the ways and the how that you communicate. If you're looking to improve the relationship, I guess you could do something like be nice, be kind, say good words. I mean, that links to words of affirmation. But that's not what we're trying to do here. So communication is one of your more valuable tools as far as breaking down that relationship and harming it. Communication is not just the words you say, but also how you say it. So if your partner demands you say, "I love you," instead of saying it in a kind, gentle tone, what you really want to do is use a harsh tone. You want to avoid eye contact. You want to roll your eyes. You want to indicate to them that although you're saying the words, you really don't mean it, right? This is important that you communicate this at all costs. Show them that you don't love them, that you don't care for them. We can also do this by, instead of saying nice positive things and having pet names like honey and love, we can have the opposite of pet names. I don't know, maybe I could market that on a t-shirt. I'm not sure what it would be called. But you can say things like dear. You can say things like you can say things like you. You also want to call them words such as meat with or without the sauce. You could also call them by their sister's name or their parent's name. Whatever might be most insulting here is definitely a good go-to. If they're good at something such as painting, or if they're good at their job, you really want to call them down there because that's often a source of validation. So that's a good place to hit home and be unsupportive as possible. You want to make sure that we don't give them any refuge away from your unkind words. You want to make sure that there's sort of a clear zone here where nothing positive can flourish. So that'd be definitely a good go-to. Also, including a lot of swears, calling them down, yelling at them and screaming at them until they agree with you. We want to stay away from compromise. Compromise is a way of either showing respect or possibly weakness. So we're going to stay away from that. We're really going to let them know that we're in charge here. So making direct eye contact. And whenever they're speaking, we want to make sure we tune out, look the other direction, maybe make an insulting or derogatory comment about them. And then when we're speaking, we want to make sure that they make eye contact with us. There's a lot of power here in making them respond to you. So we're going to zero in on that as well. Make sure that they can't get away emotionally. Undermine them, make sure that they know you're in power and control. That's going to go a long way towards undermining communication, which is, of course, the goal here. Something else we can do is avoid talking about all the important things at any cost, whether it's finances, the mother-in-law staying in, your job. Stay away from discussing the important things. When you discuss the important things, you can come to a resolution, and that's really going to hurt undermining the relationship. So you want to go in the other direction. Refuse to talk about things, become angry, you can storm off, punch drywall or slam doors. These things are often a great go-to as far as communicating that you don't want to talk to them. That's a great way to control the conversation. Make sure you're always in control, and it's only ever on your terms. This leads us into the emotional connection. Things like feeling heard, speaking about the hard things, talking about the power dynamics in the relationship, but also just generally being kind and receptive and all these other unhelpful things when it comes to ruining a relationship. This is where we get into concepts such as respect. Respect is a terrible way to ruin a relationship. So you want to make sure that you ruin any form of respect that you have for your partner. And if you do happen to respect them, keep that to yourself. Do not share that. The worst thing that could happen here is they actually start to love you. They start to care. How are you going to ruin a relationship if your partner keeps coming back to you? You're not. So you want to make sure that you push that partner away at all costs. Avoid being close. Avoid weakness. Avoid kindness. Avoid anything that will allow them to connect with you. And stay away from resolving anything. You want to make sure that arguments can fester for years and months on end, and that are really angry and hurtful and bitter. If you're looking to undermine a relationship, being hurt, angry, and bitter is a great way to go, because it's really going to hurt your partner and let them know that they're not important and you don't want them, which is perfect. And this is going to bring me to the last one, keeping secrets. So of course, if you're looking to build a relationship, you want to make sure you don't keep secrets so that they can't harm the relationship. But that's the goal here. We're trying to harm the relationship. So keep as many secrets as possible, even small ones, such as, where were you 5 minutes ago? Even if you happened to do something nice for your partner, don't tell them that. You want to keep that a secret so that they don't trust you. Remember, trust is one of those pillars that holds up the roof in the sound relationship house theory. So keeping secrets is also a great way to undermine trust. When you don't communicate things and you keep it to yourself and your partner doesn't know what's going on, that's absolutely perfect. That's going to hurt the relationship to no end. And if you hurt it enough, it will not be revocable. You won't be able to recover from it. That's going to be a great way to end the relationship, or at least ruin it so that it's absolutely insufferable for both of you. That's going to be a beautiful thing. So putting it all together, we're looking to ruin a relationship today. I've given you a lot of pointers on what directions to go. 5 love languages are a great way to deconstruct positive habits and really push them into the negative zone where you want to be. Again, they're not the be all and the end all. They're just 5 different ways of thinking about how to best ruin a relationship. Then we've got the emotional connection, a lot of the little things that feed positivity. Again, a great way to undermine that, destroy the emotional connection, ruin any of the softness between you is what you're trying to do here. Keeping secrets, definitely a positive. We want to make sure that we keep as many secrets. That feeds into communication. So we don't want to communicate what's going on. We want to stay away from that, stay away from clarity, stay away from kind words, stay away from words of affirmation. Again, if you're going to say things to your partner, you want to swear, you want to call them down. You want to make sure that there is no power struggle because you are in a position of power, and there is no struggle because they know it and they've given up. Lastly, testing your partner. Continually test your partner's love and resolve for you so that the tests themselves become a way to reinforce that they're not good enough and that you're really going to ruin the relationship here. Right? It sends the message that they are not to be trusted and that they can't trust you. So again, we're coming back to those concepts as well. So thank you very much. I don't care what you think about me, and if this is going to ruin something, that's fantastic. All right, so welcome back. Obviously, this video has been a satire on all the things you shouldn't do. I hope you had a laugh out of it and didn't take that bit too seriously. Thank you very much. Don't share it, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Like, hello, dear. You can say things like, where's the spaghetti? You can say things like, you are my cotton-headed ninny muggins. You also want to call them words such as kind, smart, loving, meatball, with or without the sauce, bunny, honey, dear,